All right, so another way that we collaborate using different web technologies is podcasts. And podcasts are just a form of digital media that's composed of a series of audio or video files that are distributed over the internet. Podcasts use something called RSS to deliver their content, and that just stands for really simple syndication. So what it does is basically it sends the latest content of the podcast series automatically to an aggregator. And then that aggregator locates all of the RSS series to which you've subscribed and automatically downloads the new content. So all that means is that you don't have to go in and do it yourself. Once you subscribe to a podcast, it will automatically download the newest episodes to your device. Okay. A webcast is just a broadcast of audio or video over the internet. And then, as you know, there's tons of places to upload your videos. Okay? YouTube, Flickr, Instagram, SoundCloud, right? Like we talked about in Chapter 1, over 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every single minute. Email. So email is our primary means of communication over the internet because it's so fast and convenient. Email is a written message that's sent or received over the internet. It's asynchronous, just like this course, so users don't have to be communicating at the same time. You don't have to be online at the same time, right? It's really convenient for exchanging and collaborating on documents, via attachments. It's a more private exchange of information than, public social networking sites, but emails are definitely not private, so don't think that they are. All right? They can be printed, they can be forwarded, a screenshot can be taken, so all things to keep in mind when you are sending email. Okay? They can be sent to someone else, even though it looks like it was just sent to you, using the little BCC option that stands for blind carbon copy. And so other people can be receiving that email and you won't even know it. All right, so keep it in mind that email is definitely not private. And as you hopefully read in the syllabus, there's etiquette as far as email is concerned. And it's really important to, at least when you're communicating with your professors or with your boss, okay, that you are professional in your emails. I expect a subject line, I expect a greeting, I expect you to sign your name as well as tell me that you are in the online asynchronous course. Okay? I have a lot of students. It's very difficult for me to just figure out who is who when you don't tell me what class you're in or you don't even sign your name. Okay. So there's two different types of email. We have web-based, and then we have an email client. So web-based email, that's like your Google, your Gmail, your Yahoo, your Hotmail, Outlook, can be used as web-based. So basically what we're talking about here is that you can access it from anywhere, anytime. The information is stored in the cloud and not onto your computer. And then if you use an email client, that would be like the official version of Outlook, the one that you actually download to your computer. All emails that you receive are downloaded to your machine. Okay, that's an email client. As far as communicating synchronously, so that is in real time, we have all kinds of different ways to do this now. We have instant messaging, which lets you, communicate in real time over the internet. Google Chat, Windows Messenger, those are all proprietary IM services, so all that means is that you can only chat with those who share that same IM service. So if you're using like GChat, you have to be speaking with someone who's also using GChat. You can't be talking to someone using like, Yahoo Messenger or something. Okay. There's universal chat services that you install, which allow you to chat with users of all of the popular IMs. Okay. Texting, that's the sending of messages between devices. And then we have VoIP, which is voice over internet protocol. And with that, you're using the internet to make phone calls, basically. So Skype would be an example of this. Zoom, okay, if we ever chat via Zoom, we are both online at the same time. We're actually communicating in real time. Okay. Conducting business online, there's 3 types of e-commerce business models, right? So we have business to consumer, and these types of transactions take place between businesses and consumers, just like the name says, right? So, examples, Amazon, okay, that's like your biggest example of business to consumer. We also have business to business, so that's basically when businesses buy and sell goods and services to other businesses. So an example of this would be cloud services. Okay, maybe you have a small business and you need to store some of your data in the cloud. You don't have the capabilities there with your personal small business, and so you use like Amazon's web services and they will store your data for you. Okay, that's a business to business example. And finally, we have consumer to consumer. So these are transactions that occur when consumers sell to each other. So the biggest example of this is going to be eBay. All right, Poshmark. If you use any of those types of things, they call it like a global yard sale, basically. Okay, you're buying from other people. Etsy. Okay, those are all really good examples of consumer to consumer. We also have social commerce, and this is just a subset of e-commerce. And in this, we use social networks to assist in marketing and purchasing products. Okay. So you can use like Instagram. Okay, I used to sell toys on Instagram. Okay, that's like a social commerce, sort of a subset of the consumer to consumer model. Okay, people sell a lot of things on Facebook. You can see them selling stuff. Even here in Vegas, you have, like Vegas Pickers or something, okay? Mobile commerce or m-commerce. This is just conducting commercial transactions online through your smartphone, tablet, or any other mobile device. So you hear me say e-commerce, that's just short for electronic commerce. So let's talk about some guidelines to make online shopping safer. Look for indicators that the website is secure. So make sure that the beginning of the website address or the URL changes from HTTP to HTTPS. That S means that it's a secure website and that it's using the secure sockets layer protocol. Shop at well-known, reputable sites. Pay by credit card, not by debit card, because you have a lot more coverage if you use a credit card instead of a debit card as far as identity theft, things of that nature. You could be responsible for paying all the charges if someone uses your debit card, whereas with the credit card, that won't happen to you. Check the return policy. Make sure you save a copy of the order and your confirmation number. And definitely avoid making online transactions when you're using public computers. So if you're using any sort of open Wi-Fi, as in you didn't need a password to log into that Wi-Fi, you should definitely try to avoid making purchases, doing online banking, anything of that nature. So here's some web browsers. Chrome, we have Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari, which is developed by Apple for Macs. Okay, there is also a Windows version for PC, so if you really like Safari, you can download that onto your PC. And a browser is just software that lets you locate, view, and navigate the web. Pretty much every browser today is a graphical browser, meaning that they can display pictures. Thank goodness. Okay. In addition to text and other forms of multimedia, so things like sound, video. Okay. And most of your browsers that you have are going to offer really similar features. So just find your favorite. There's a bunch of others. These are the foremost popular browsers. Okay. There's also, Opera, the Tor browser. Okay. I recommend you avoid Internet Explorer. Okay. It's the least secure of all the browsers. I have not used Edge. I think they did try to work on their security holes that they had, but you may want to use something like Firefox or Chrome. So how do we access these websites? Okay. We access them by typing in their Uniform Resource Locator. Okay, that stands for URL, and that's all it is the website address. Every single website has a unique address. Remember, they all have IP addresses that are unique to them. All right. And so let's look at a URL. So here we have the NewYorkTimes.com technology pages. All right. There's different parts of URL, and I do expect you to know these parts and to be able to name them. So at the beginning, here HTTP : that's our protocol. All right. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And then starting here with the slashes, www.nytimes.com. All of that part together there is the domain name. The .com is a little subset of the domain name, and that is called a top-level domain. So that's just telling you what sort of website you're visiting. Okay? Is it a commercial website? .edu would be like an educational website. Okay? .gov, a government website. So there's all kinds of different top-level domains, and it's important that you look. This is another way of keeping yourself safe. Check the top-level domain to make sure you're visiting the site you actually think you're visiting. Okay, and then we have another slash, and then after that, here we have pages / technology, and that's your path or subdirectory. So either one of those labels will work. All right, so that's all the parts of the domain name. Sorry, of the URL. Okay. You don't have to type in every part in the location or the address bar of the browser. So you don't have to type in HTTP : / all right, you could probably just do NYTimes and it's going to pull it right up. Right. When the URL is only the domain name, so here again, looking at the example on the screen, www.newyorktimes.com. Okay. When you just go to that, you're requesting the site's homepage. Okay. Once you click on something else and it takes you to another page, that's when you're actually leaving the homepage and going on to another web page in the website. Okay, so like here, you're, like I just said, in the technology pages. Okay. How do we navigate the web? Right, we have hyperlinks. Hyperlinks are these specially coded elements so that you jump from web page to another within the same website or to another website altogether. Okay. To help you navigate more quickly through a website, a lot of sites provide something called a breadcrumb trail. And all that is a sort of, like Hansel and Gretel, a little navigation aid that shows users the path that you've actually taken to get to that web page. So it's hard to see here in the example, but this is in your book, and you can look at that. You can see you started off at sba.gov, then you went to starting, okay? After that, you went to starting a business, and then here you went to choose your business structure. So if you just click back here, or here, or here, it'll take you back the way you came. Of course, you can also use your back button or your forward button to get to where you were. Okay? You also have your history, as well as tagging websites.